Good morning, my friends. My name is Muhammad Laik Siddiqui, and I hope you're all having a beautiful day today, which is the 22nd of 11, 2025. I came here to discuss an event, a monumental event with you guys that to me it sounds more like a dream than reality and has got me very excited. And I've only noticed it a few days ago, and I'm still trying to grasp and understand the significance and the scale of this historical event that we're all experiencing. If you look at it for most of our history, human history, most of human or individual talent and ingenuity or skill was wasted. That's the case throughout our history. Millions of people born with incredible gifts, talents, and skills, but it was wasted due to enormous limitations and obstacles in their way. For example, your family, your tribe, your community, your race, your nationality, all of them, your gender, your economic situation, uh, often got in the way and prevented individuals from realizing their potential, realizing their talent. And that has been an enormous loss for humanity. And it was a tragedy that humanity never, uh, reached that stage where it could harvest the talent and ingenuity of its members, individuals. Uh, and, that was the case for me as well. If I was in Afghanistan, you probably would never hear about the Holophase model. You would probably still believe in energy being the ontic substrate. You would still believe in space time motion as being separate phenomena. And perhaps the universe would, remain a mystery to itself forever. Or perhaps somebody else might one day rediscover the holophase. But anyway, if I was in Afghanistan, none of these opportunities were available to me to work on my talent. Uh, I had to move to England with a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges, and only here I was able to, realize my potential with a lot of difficulties. And that has been the case for most human beings. Imagine people in Africa, in Asia, and Latin America, and other part of the world with amazing gifts and talents, born, live, and die without even realizing that they have this incredible gift that the rest of humanity would, benefit from. Anyways, a few days ago, I was watching a video on the internet, on the YouTube, of an Afghan family who lives in this remote part of Afghanistan. And what they do, they film their life, their daily activity, um, their cooking, their washing, all of those things, and then they upload it on the internet, on YouTube and other platforms. And I watched one of their videos be, viewed almost 2 million times, by 2 million people. Um, and this family was a family that we never heard of, as an Afghan. We didn't know where they were living. We were unaware of. Today, they can share their life. They can share their, story with the rest of humanity, and millions of people are watching, their life and how they live, what they do. And this is, unprecedented in our entire history. Today, if you're an African, you're an Asian or Latin American, anybody, regardless of your race, your identity, your background, you have access to the rest of humanity, literally, as long as you have a smartphone and internet, which most people do have it at this point. So the shift is, beyond I can, what I can imagine. So we have to wait for a few years to understand, to realize the true significance of this monumental change that we are experiencing. You Suddenly, for every individual, the playground has been leveled. Regardless of who you are, you can share your talent, you can share your ingenuity, you can share your idea. You can do everything with the rest of humanity. I watched the other day one of my customer. He was going to Philippines. I dropped him in the airport. He was going to see his wife, whom he met, whom he developed relationship with, whom he married, all through the internet. And now he was flying to the Philippines to meet his wife for the first time, all because of the internet. Uh, so this is the change that we are going through. And if you look at throughout our history, kings, emperors, queens, all these powerful people, they barely had access to, 1,000 or a few thousand people at one time. Uh, Even the United States president, for most part, they could only reach a few million people through the powerful communication channels, powerful and expensive communication channels such as TV stations, radio stations, newspapers. But look at it today, you, me, everybody else, ordinary people, we have the same level of, access uh, as a, current president. We can reach the same number of people as a president or a powerful person can reach. You know, to me, it's just, it sounds like more like a dream than reality that I have access to all humanity. The result of this is something incredible and beautiful that you suddenly see this flood of human potential being, shared, realized, and expressed in this new reality that we're all entering. All those traditional obstacles, those borders, uh, and other limitations that was, we were facing, those has been removed. Uh, all you have to do is, share your idea if you have any, share your talent if you have any, do business with individuals. Whatever you want to do, you can do it in this world, regardless of your race, your background, your identity. Uh, if you have something that the rest of humanity needs, then you can share with them directly. There will be no middleman between you and the people you're trying to reach. And that has made me very happy because only a few days ago I was devastated for years and years and years when I was working on Holophase Model. I was exhausted because, feeding the family, trying to make a living, and at the same time giving 50, 60, 70% of your time for something that had no financial benefit for me was extremely difficult. So I was going through extremely tough times throughout this 15 years. But there was always in the back of my mind this hope that when I finish it, I'm gonna be, resting for the rest of my life. I have to keep going, and once I finish it, then I don't have to do anything because my idea will be welcomed, people will embrace it, and life will be happy. Uh, but when I finished my work, and to my horror, none of them happened. People rejected my work. They didn't look at it. They ignored it. I shared it with academics. Uh, None of them cared about my work. So it was a devastating blow to my entire being because I desperately needed to take a break. That didn't happen. So I was going through very tough times, and I slept and I woke up in the morning as if this the world has changed completely. And it did for me. I realized that I'm going to the wrong places. You know, uh, I have access to 8 billion people, and yet I'm going to these boring traditional channels and trying to reach a few stupid academics who may look at my work and may not look at my work. And yet, here I am. I have access to 8 billion people whom I can reach directly. I can reach scientists, philosophers, academics, curious minds, everybody who are interested in my work. And the other thing is, if there is any truth to what I've written, then that will, that is enough. If there's no truth in what I've written, then it will die out. Nobody will care about it. And that's fine. That is the beauty of this new reality that we're all entering. As long as you have something that the rest of humanity need, then you don't have to worry. You will find your audience. There will be people who care about it. There will be people with whom you can work. But if your idea, if your, whatever you present is useless, false, or not correct, then it'll be filtered out in this new battleground. So only truth survives here. Only things that are, people genuinely needed will survive in this new battleground. And there'll be no limitations. There will be nothing preventing you, all of these obstacles that used to prevent us from realizing our potential is all removed, filtered out. So leave your, idea, leave your talent, you leave your skill in this new battlefield of ideas and talents and ingenuity, and you will definitely find the people who will come to you and work with you and help you realize your talent. And that's what I've been doing. I'm trying to find the infinite ways that I can share my work with individuals. For example, I was just thinking about the many ways that suddenly open to me to share Holophase model with people. For example, I can share the scientific version of it with scientists, a more simple version of it with the average person, a philosophical aspect of it with philosophers. And I can do all of this in whatever way I want to do. Audio version of it, video, text, academic paper, all of it. And I'm doing all of this to share and bring the Holophase to the rest of humanity. And it does not bother me at all whether the rest of humanity will accept it or not, because it all depends on your idea. If there's truth in your idea, then you don't have to worry whether people will like it, whether they accept it. You know, right now I'm talking to myself because nobody, perhaps watching, nobody cares. But it is my confidence. I come here and talk with you with confidence. I know that it is going to be the biggest platforms through which I'm going to discuss and reach people, like minded people, or people who are interested at my work directly. And the reason I'm confident is because of the ideas. If your idea, what you present to the rest of humanity, if there's truth in it, then you don't have to worry. People will come to it. I don't have any followers. I don't have anybody to watch my videos at this point. I'm talking to myself basically. But I'm so confident that you're not going to believe it. Just as confident as I know that the sun rises in the morning. And that level of confidence that there'll be people coming, watching, and learning, and I will be able to share my ideas with them and learn from them. And that is what really matters to me, because I'm confident in what I'm presenting, the ideas that I'm presenting, the truth of them. That is, that gives me this confidence to come and share with you. Um, So we're living in this new world where borders, all those things that were put in place, they've been washed out by this flood, by the tsunami of this new reality. In this new reality, for the first time, humans are truly equal. All these constitutions, these laws that was placed um, prior to or attempted to treat humans as equal. Most of them failed in many ways. But here today, for the first time, humanity, most humans get a chance to truly be equal, regardless of their race, regardless of their background, regardless of their skin color, regardless of all those millions and millions of obstacles that we all face as individual every day. We are entering a reality that those limitations are being lifted, and we truly are free, and that has enormous consequences. This new reality, I think, will disrupt or probably destroy everything that we have built, the way we have organized our life. And hopefully, it wouldn't be too bad. We wouldn't destroy ourselves as we transition and enter this new reality. Because the potential, uh, the opportunity is beyond we can imagine. And I'm just giving you one example of that. You know, my work is an independent work. I've done it all by myself. The only thing that I had was internet and recently AI. And look at the consequence of it. You combine all the scientific achievements in the last few years and compare that with my work, you know, and uh, it is it's profound, that one individual can do better than the rest of the entire scientific community with all the money and all the resources available to them. Perhaps I've not done as good as the rest of scientists, but I will let that for the future generations to determine whether my work was more important, more significant than the rest of the scientific community. All I had was internet and AI, and it has gave me this enormous amount. The phone is ringing. You guys have a lovely time. All the best. Gonna keep uploading my work and sharing with you. But for now, take care. Have a lovely day.